Okay, 1977 was the year I was diagnosed. And during that time, there were no real records except what you wrote down. And a lot of times you could write down whatever you damn well felt like, and your doctor would have to take that verbatim. Then came along, I guess, early 80s. No, I had graduated high school, so it was about 83. Came along this test called hemoglobin A1c. And for me, it was touted as this is a report card of how well you're actually doing. And it was always touted your doctor will know if you're following your routine or not. And your doctor. And at that point in my life, I wasn't doing what the doctors wanted. Hell, I was doing the furthest from it. I would eat whatever I want. Every time I go out and get a paycheck, I would go out and have a burger. I'd go to the corner store, buy candy. I really had a sweet tooth. But I was supposed to, every 3 months, get this test. And a lot of times, oh, I totally forgot. Gee, I'm sorry I didn't get this test. Because to me, it was always touted as it's going to watch how your hemoglobin, how you're doing in your care. I never thought of it as a tool. I always thought, oh, it's going to be another way that doctors are going to kind of give you hell for not doing what they say. It was never a positive. It was a positive, sorry. It was always a negative. That's my negative side. So I never really got them done, and it eventually got to be a joke. Oh, did you go and get your hemoglobin A1c? I would only get it if I had gone to the hospital, started clearing up my act, and then would get a good hemoglobin A1c out of that, and maybe following up a couple of months after. But on the whole, I wasn't interested in this test. Now, I don't know if I have grown up or have things come to more of my attention, but I'm now knowing that this test will tell us how what you're doing is working for you. And as long as I'm doing the best, following the protocols that I'm doing, I have no problem in getting a test. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to sort these pillows out. Okay, that's a bit better. My head's got support. So now when I get a hemoglobin A1c, I'm anxious to see if it's below 6. I still have to look at the chart. There's a whole different way of saying what your blood sugars are and what your hemoglobin A1c is to represent what your blood sugar is. And what a hemoglobin A1c test is out of red blood cells in your system for that time and space is how much sugar is in your blood, or an approximation. The red blood cells only live for 90 days. So that's why you only get your test every 90 days. So every 3 months, I would get up, I would go, I would take the test. A lot of times I would hate it because I felt like I was getting yelled at. Now, if it's my blood sugar's up, oh, we have a few little bit tweaks. But don't ever sell this test. Oh, it's going to be a report card. We're going to see how well you're actually doing. It doesn't work great. Doesn't matter if you're a youngster, a teen, an adult. People don't want. It's kind of like peering into their little secret eyes and saying, oh, yes, you see, you've had candy. And I would freak out. I'd try to do so well, and then I'd have a chocolate bar. And I'd be freaking out for the rest of the 2 months. Oh, I had a chocolate bar. This test is going to report that to my doctor. My doctor's going to yell at me. But part of that thinking for me came from when I was first diagnosed. You had your little green book from the CDA book. A book. There, that's our little book. And it would have all different foods. And if you had 4 protein, you would have 4 ounces of red meat. That sort of thing. But you had to follow everything. Pretty much right on the knob. Just gotta clear this, thank you. But so often, even today, people don't like to get blood work. I go and I say, hey, in fact, I have something I've got to check on after this video. I have to check on my own blood work and see how my hemoglobin A1c is. Actually, I'll be right back and I'll tell you what my hemoglobin A1c is. Just one. Okay, guys, sorry. Made an error. The test they just did on me didn't really show a number. So I could really tell you what mine is. But if you take a look for hemoglobin A1c conversion chart, the American Diabetes Association has a guide. There are a number out that you could just match up numbers and see what your actual value for the last 3 months has. My aunt for years had type 2 diabetes, and a lot of times my cousin would give me a number and I said, oh, that means her blood sugar was such and such for the last 3 months. And what are you talking about? How do you know this? I'm saying by the number and the conversion chart, that's how I know. So it's important that you know, and don't take this so personally. See, okay, I haven't been doing great. There's a channel. He hasn't made videos in a long time, but he did one about going to the doctor. And the doctor coming back and saying, well, see, your A1c is actually pretty good. That's how you should treat it. It's only giving more information on your care. Don't take it like dumbo here and saying that hemoglobin A1c is such the report card. But it can actually help you and be a tool of learning. So keeping your blood sugars at an even keel and double checking that with the hemoglobin A1c is so much easier for you. I don't really like to guess. I take a look day by day and work on my blood sugars that day. I just go, take a look, and say, oh, okay. So I need either a correction or a snack. I had a little bit of a snack during the last break I took from this video. My blood sugar is still sitting at 4.6, but I had my can of ginger ale. I'm not endorsing Canada Dry ginger ale. It's the ginger ale I can get here. For me, I have a whole routine because lows can be just as bad for me as highs. But I'm a little bit of brittle diabetic, and we know this. So that's why hemoglobin A1c is so much more of a test. You can keep a running total of what your hemoglobin A1c is. And you can see, am I improving? Or is there a little bit more work we could do? Higher numbers are obviously worse. Lower numbers are better. My last hemoglobin A1c was 5.2. Now, for me, personally, with my doctor, that's getting a little low. And, he suggested then, well, maybe we cut back some insulin. So my basal rate on my pump was changed. Now, I'm pretty well happy and keeping things okay. Now, can other things add or take away? It's depending on what you're eating, your medication. It's all just saying, hey, great job. Or, you have a little bit more work to do. That's all it is. That's all a hemoglobin A1c test is meant to tell you. So relax. If your doctor suggests you get a hemoglobin A1c test, that's all it's meant to be. Don't take it as, oh, they're going to come and get me. Oh. Because it shouldn't be that way. It should just be a tool for you. With that, have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye now. My email address is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. All one line. Drop me